It's Parents Night In, this is Parents Night In. It's Parents Night In, this is Parents Night In. Parents Night In, this is Parents Night In. Parents Night, this is fucking Parents Night In. Shit.
Good evening, sports fans. Welcome to Parents Night In here at Enough.com. Tonight we are watching...
Harry Potter.
No. One of the greatest sports films of all time.
Major League.
No!
Celtics Pride.
Get out.
Bull Durham.
Get out. Rocky!
That's not what I expected you to say.
It's not? I thought we agreed on this. We're watching Rocky. It's one of our favorite movies, one of our favorite Thanksgiving time movies.
Rocky.
Why is that funny?
I'm laughing at the joke in my head. I couldn't even get it out.
Dick.
Yeah, I can't say it now.
Say it.
No.
Say it!
It's not anywhere near as good as my brain thought it was.
Is this going to go on for 2 hours? You laughing about a joke that sucks?
It's so bad.
Why do you love Rocky? Why do you love it?
Because you told me to.
That's not because I told you to.
I've been watching Rocky since I was a very young child, and
So have
I
I.
hated it when I was a kid because it
Again,
was a
'cause
boy
it was a boy movie.
Yeah. Well, I was a girl.
I'm
still a girl.
I've been watching it. I saw Rocky 3 first when it came out. I don't remember what movie it was. I saw a trailer for Rocky 3 and I was like, ooh, this looks fun.
Fun.
Boxing. No, like, I don't know. Somehow I was immediately hooked by like the
it was
boxing
appealing to you.
and the colors. Rocky 3 is a really colorful movie. So my stepfather Dave took me to see it, and I don't think he was crazy about it, but I loved it. I was obsessed with it. And then on TV later...
How old were you?
I was 82, so I was like 6.5.
He took you to see Rocky 3 at 6.5?
Yeah.
God, the 80s were a weird time.
And I loved it. I adored that movie.
I don't
when it
remember
came
much
out.
about Rocky 3.
I still love the third one. Like, it has sentimental value. And then the first one was on TV later that year, and so I sat and watched it. I was like, oh, it's Rocky 1. And as a 6 to 7-year-old, I was like, this movie's boring.
Exactly.
And now, of course, it's the best one, obviously.
So I have a very distinct memory of sitting on the floor in my grandfather's living room, which was like one of my very favorite places on earth because he had tons of movies on his video disc player.
Yeah.
And my brother would want to watch Rocky. So he was probably like 7, and I'd be pissed. So I would sit in the living room and play with my Aunt Gina's collection of Smurfs. So I have a distinct memory of playing with Smurfs when Mickey dies.
Really?
Is that a spoiler?
I mean, if you don't know what happens in the Rocky series by now, oh my God.
Spider Rico, come on.
Rocky's fighting Spider Rico, and Spider Rico just cheated with a headbutt, a vicious headbutt.
I always want to believe that Spider Rico is one name, like a superhero. Spider Rico!
A Mexican Spider-Man?
Yeah.
El Spider Rico!
So back to your earlier question, which was like 25 minutes ago.
Why do you love Rocky?
Yeah, I didn't gain an appreciation for Rocky until I watched it with you as an adult because I didn't watch it again for all of those years. And when Justin and I first started dating, his birthday is in November, right near Thanksgiving. And there's like, for 10 seconds, there's talk of a turkey in this movie. So it has now become a Thanksgiving movie.
I mean, it takes place, a lot of it on Thanksgiving.
But so we took Justin out for his birthday one year.
It was my 31st.
31st.
You're talking about when I got shit-faced?
Yes, and he got very, 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 very drunk. And we went home, and he said 15 times, we got to watch Rocky, we got to watch Rocky. We put it in, he passed out.
I didn't pass out. We put it in, and I was like, oh my God, Rocky's on the TV.
Oh, yeah.
How did that happen? And you and my friend Scott were like, dickhead, you've asked for it all night. I was like, oh, right.
But anyway, so I watched it with Justin a few times, and probably like the second time I watched it, I was like, okay, I definitely see the appeal behind the movie, and I love Sly. I think he's just so cute. He's like a big teddy bear.
Yes.
He's like a big dumb teddy bear. And
Yeah.
I respect his work ethic. Like I like
yeah.
the story behind how this movie got made, and I'll let you talk about all that. So when Rocky Balboa came out, what year was that?
06.
When that came out, I was really excited and scared that they were going to ruin it again. But it was like so great to see him again. And then Creed was really good.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, this series,
It has legs.
like way more legs than it ever should have.
Yeah, it's like the cat with 9 lives. The cat came back the very next day.
It's like Rocky. It will not go down. It keeps
Look at you making connections.
no, like it keeps proving everybody
Wait,
wrong.
Oh, I thought I was going to hear. Take me back. Do, do, do,
That's
do.
coming up. No, I mean, like, the first movie is obviously an iconic film. It became just, like, one of the great pieces of pop culture. And then they made a second one. It's like, the second one shouldn't work, but it did. Mm-hmm. They made a third one. That shouldn't have worked, but it did.
Did it?
No, there it is.
Do, 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 do.
And this is Sly Stallone's brother Frank doing the only thing he ever did of significance, singing on the street in Rocky. This one song that he wrote that was in 3 fucking movies.
Yeah. Remixed about 17
It's
times.
so funny.
He's so
Take
good.
you back.
He's so good to his brother.
Do 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 boo doo bop. You were asking if the third one is actually good?
No, like, was it popular?
Oh yeah.
Oh, so people went nuts for it like they did for
The
the
first
two?
4 were huge hits.
Isn't Rocky 4 terrible?
Rocky 4 is fucking terrible.
Is that the one with Mr. T?
No,
That's 3.
3 is Mr. T. 4 is Ivan Drago. And I loved 4 when it came out. Again, I was just the right age for it. I was like 10 years old. And we were in Newport. And my parents were like, oh, should we see a movie tonight? And I was like, we have to see Rocky 4. And Rachel, much to my surprise, was like, yes, we need to see Rocky 4.
Yeah.
Rocky 4, Rocky 4, Rocky 4, Rocky... And they took us. And we both loved it. And of course, Dave was like, no, the movie sucked.
Yeah.
But at the time, when you're 10 years old, it's fucking awesome. It's a superhero fighting an evil Russian villain.
Right, which in the 80s was very important to
Yes,
fight.
I mean-
you had to fight Russia in the 80s. Cuff and Link.
But
Hey, Cuff. Hey, Link.
after watching Rocky 4 several times, it's fucking horrible.
There's
but
a lot of montages.
It's not even the worst Rocky movie. Rocky 5 is so much worse.
I don't think I've ever seen Rocky 5. Is that the one where his son's a teenager and like steals a
It's
truck or
it's
something?
his actual son.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible. I mean, the one thing about Rocky 5 I can respect is they tried to do something different. They tried to take it back to its roots and make it more like the first one. It's directed by the same guy as the first one.
Bill Conti?
No, Bill Conti's the music guy. But Rocky 5 just did not work. So when Rocky 6 came out, fucking 16 years later...
As in Balboa.
Yes, Rocky Balboa. I groaned so loud, and then the reviews came out, and were like, this is a return to form. And I was like, really? And then we went to see it, and I was like, yep, it's great.
I fell in love with him. It was so great.
Rocky Balboa is a fantastic film. I've said it since it came out. It's the best one since the original.
Yeah.
Anyway, we should probably talk about the original. So,
Well, it's important to kind of give the history.
No, it is.
So here's Rocky. He's icing himself down after his
fight
with Spider-Rico.
And now he's going to visit the girl he loves.
Yeah, we're gonna get into some creepy things he does to this girl in this movie.
And
it's in the era we're totally fine, but in the Me Too era they don't stand up so well.
They don't. But I was watching the documentary and they were talking about like the reasoning behind that scene, and I get what they were going for.
I get what they were going for when I think back on it. It's just that you really couldn't put that in a movie today.
Yeah.
I love this dog.
It's Butkus. That was actually Stallone's dog.
Oh, Adrian's wearing very current glasses.
Are they back?
Pretty much, yeah.
The librarian glasses?
Yeah, anything with I mean, we're both wearing thick rimmed glasses, but like the cat eyes and stuff are back.
The cat
too.
eyes one, yeah.
Yeah.
So Talia Shire is the sister of Francis Ford Coppola, who was
What? In real life?
Yes.
No.
Yes. She's his sister.
Justin,
What?
how am I just learning this now?
I don't know. Yeah. it's his
What the
sister.
actual hell?
And of course she's in The Godfather.
Right. Well, I was going to say that, but I didn't fucking know that was his
Yeah,
sister.
it's his sister.
That annoys me that I didn't know that.
I only knew her from this for so many years until I saw The Godfather, which was much later. She was, like, when she was young, she was Adrian. She was this, like, cripplingly shy girl who no one ever paid any attention to, and she was like, it was so easy for me to tap into that. Rocky is a leg breaker for a loan shark in downtown Philly.
He breaks thumbs.
That's what he does that's his day job. So here,
You've never been to Philly, have you?
I have not. I
have seen the Rocky statue.
God damn it! Why have I not?
Because you weren't in color guard.
Oh, we need to go to Philly. So he's trying to collect some money from a guy who owes money to Mr. Gazzo. Hey, you got to pay Mr. Gazzo. He's $70 late. The problem with Rocky as a leg breaker is he's too compassionate.
Yeah.
He's not cut out for this work.
No. He's only good for beating up people in the ring.
This is the first scene where we're like, okay, well, he's a big thug, but he's got a good heart because he doesn't want to hurt this guy.
He's a thug with a heart of gold.
That's the movie.
So I've been binge watching the Gilmore Girls again.
Oh, fucking
Which I've
hell.
watched this is probably my second time all the way through. But anyway, Milo Ventimiglia is in it. He plays his son in Rocky Balboa.
Yep.
But throughout the series, they always kind of make references to him being like a mini Rocky.
Really?
Yeah, and a mini Stallone. Because he carries himself so
And he
much
does that
like
weird
him.
thing with his lip. When he was cast, they were like, "This is perfect," because he even does the same thing with his lip.
Yeah. But they basically they make references between him being Stallone and being what was John Travolta's character's name in Saturday Night Fever?
Tony Manero.
Monero.
Monero.
Yeah, they call him Tony Monero. And he is. He's kind of like a perfect mix between the two. He's got the lip thing and the Stallone.
Yeah, but.
This isn't you, Rory.
What was kind of adorable is they were interviewing Burt Young. He had such a crush on her when she was cast.
Talia?
Yep. He was talking about how just absolutely beautiful she was. And like the scene where Rocky kisses her, he was like, I was so jealous that it wasn't me doing that. 'Cause
Yeah.
she was just so beautiful. And
Yeah.
it was kind of adorable to hear him talk about that.
Yeah. And then he had to play her brother.
He had to play her brother and be like really horrible to her.
He was horrible to her. I kind of hate his character.
Well, yeah, but you're supposed to. I mean,
I know you're supposed to.
And everyone else involved in the movie just raved about what a great actor he was and like how he just
Because he's not an asshole in real life, but probably.
Well, he had some boxing background and he was kind of a thug when he was young. Like he was an appropriate choice for the role. He had to really hustle to get into the acting gig because no one thought he could do it. He didn't have a good look.
But he has a great look.
He has a great look.
He has
for
a great
this,
character
for
kind
this.
of look.
He's
Yeah.
a great character actor, yes. And he's authentic. But like everyone was talking about just how professional he was and how he just buried himself in the part and was not afraid to be the asshole.
He's so awful to her.
Yeah.
Which I think bothers me too, because she's sort of like this. She hasn't even really, we haven't gotten into this in the movie yet, but she's like this really mousy girl. She lives with her brother. He totally shits all over her. Like, it's almost like an abusive, narcissistic relationship, except they're siblings.
Right.
But he controls her, he demeans her, he yells at her, he's super condescending, and he directly insults her, calls her ugly, and no one's going to love her, and it's absolutely awful to watch.
So Rocky is visiting the gym that he's been frequenting for years, but they've given his locker away to somebody else.
Somebody not him.
Somebody not him because Mickey does not really see any future for Rocky.
He's just so pretty underneath all those bandages.
Yeah, so Stallone...
His skin is gorgeous.
Stallone he was about 30 when he made this, and he had been doing small acting roles for years and was kind of typecast and wasn't happy with where his career was going. So he wrote this script in like a matter of days. And somehow he got a meeting with one of the producers. And he was like, I have this script. Will you read it? And the guy was like, yeah, okay, sure. And loved it. He was like, we need to make this. But initially, I don't know if it was the producers or the studio, wanted a name actor to play him. And one of the choices was James Caan to be Rocky. And I get it.
And James Caan can't marry Talia Shire because they're siblings.
Like I get the James Caan.
I get it.
Kind of makes sense as
Yeah,
a
but he
name
would've
actor.
sucked.
But Stallone was like, no, we're not doing this movie unless I get to play Rocky. Like I wrote this for me.
And I always expect when you hear that kind of story, you always expect the guy to be absolutely friggin' terrible.
Right.
And he's not.
No,
He was so right. He is perfect for this role.
Born for this role.
Yeah.
Yeah, and listening to Stallone talk about it, it's like
It's not an egotistical thing.
no, and just his passion for the story and the character come through so well, and you're like, I love Stallone. Mm-hmm. He's just such a likable guy.
Well, I think one of the things that endeared
And he's
me
a smart guy too. Like you always think of Stallone as this
is a
big
rock.
dumb,
Yeah, box of rocks.
but he's a very eloquent guy.
Yeah. He's an eloquent guy with a weird dumb guy accent.
Yeah, it's a very strange dichotomy. Like, hey, I did, but
He won a supporting actor Oscar for Creed, didn't he?
no, he was nominated.
Or Golden Globe or something. He won a Golden
he won
Globe.
a Golden Globe, yes.
And his acceptance speech was so sweet. I felt like I had been watching him for years, and it was like my baby finally won an award.
And he was so hands-on with this movie, even though he didn't direct it. Like, he was involved in every aspect of scene blocking and the fight choreography and stuff. He kind of proved himself as a future director with this movie. So that when it came time to make the sequel, and he was like, no, I want to direct it, they kind of balked at it. And he was like, no, I more or less helped direct the first one. And the director of this movie said you should absolutely use him as a director.
I would be very curious to know. So he's trying to talk to Adrian. She's sort of closing up the pet shop and she's by herself and he's basically talking and she's just standing there blushing. But it looks so authentic. I wonder if that, like, if she was actually like blushing kind of, or if that's makeup, but she looks very blushy.
Yeah, she was talking about how when they were doing the scene, it was just like her kind of reverting back to high school where no men ever paid attention to her and
She didn't know what to do with it.
she didn't know what to do with herself when somebody finally did. This is where he goes to the Lucky 7 Tavern. I want to go to this shithole.
You ain't no better than me.
You ain't no better than me.
He's picking up the bum.
He brings the bum back into the bar. Pretty sure they kicked him out for a reason there, Rock. I appreciate it. Here's where we meet Paulie, and Paulie is trying to freshen up in the non-existent bathroom mirror.
And why is he freshening up in the Lucky 7? For the bums?
I don't know.
He like brings his pony glass in the bathroom.
I'm your sister, like me. Come here.
Speaking of drinking, what are we drinking?
We're drinking Scissor Kick Cellars Cabernet.
Scissor Kick Cellars. That's a fun name.
Yeah, it's good. It's very good.
Good.
2017, good.
It's good to...
Oh, good.
Oh, my.
So Rocky is trying to convince Paulie to hook him up with Adrian.
Yeah, because so he likes
Paulie's like,
Adrian.
oh, you can
and
come over for
Adrian's-
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, Adrian's not responding to him, but he's friends with Paulie, so he's like, okay, Paulie, help me out. And Paulie says, come over for some bird. Come over on Thanksgiving.
Who's this on the television?
That would be Apollo Creed and his
Apollo
wife.
Creed. I love Apollo Creed. Apollo Creed might be my favorite Rocky character.
I used to hate him, but yeah, I think I'm with you.
He's
Not my favorite. He's not my favorite. Rocky's my favorite.
I mean,
I also really like Mickey.
Apollo
But
is...
I think I like Mickey
Apollo
because I
is-
like Burgess Meredith.
Well, yeah. Apollo is easily my favorite supporting character.
By the way, that can't be his real name, Burgess Meredith. That's got to be a stage name.
I don't know. It might be his real name.
Who
I'll have to look it up.
Who gives birth to a beautiful baby and
Burgess!
says,
This baby's name is Burgess.
Maybe she yelled that during the labor. Oh, Burgess! Fucking Burgess! And the husband was like, what?
and they were like, what do you want to name him? Meredith.
No, it's a boy, dear. Wait, what was that word that you said when you were pushing him out? I don't... Jobin? No. Burgess. Burgess Meredith. There you go. Anyway. Apollo Creed. So, Carl Weathers,
Chubbs.
who I also love, who's just super likable dude. Super magnetic. What's Lil Marie? Come on.
Come on, Lil Marie.
Carl Weathers was like 29, 28 years old when they shot this. He was a former football player.
Wait, this is important. You got to talk about Lil Marie.
We'll talk about Apollo in a second. So he walks Lil Marie home. She's a neighborhood girl.
She's like she's a tomboy hanging out with all the guys.
With all the scumbags.
She's like, what's the character in West Side Story?
Anybody's.
Anybody's.
Yep.
She's the anybody's of Rocky.
I wonder if that was like an influence.
It always seemed like it to me.
It's very similar.
Because I had seen this movie about 10 times before I saw West Side Story, and I was like, she's like the girl in Rocky.
Yeah. The studio wanted to cut this entire scene with Marie because they were like, this is a boring scene. It doesn't add anything. It grinds the movie to a halt.
Except they wouldn't have had Rocky Balboa without it. Because in 2006, we're going to want to
30
make another
years
movie.
later,
Yeah.
we're going to make number 6, and she's coming back. No,
With her kid.
but they argued for it, and the director
They
was
don't
like,
remember you.
"They
They
remember
remember the rap.
lemons. Yeah, with lemons you get lemon friends. Come on." So they argued to keep it because they were like, it establishes that Rocky like actually cares about other people, and he wants to see this girl do better than he's doing.
Right, like he's a
stuck,
thug,
He's stuck
and he's
in this
hanging around in the
shitty
corner.
part of town in this crappy situation, and he's like, you know what, you be better than me. Don't be like me.
And then she
And then
says,
she says, screw you, creepo. So Carl Weathers,
hey, Carl,
look at him.
good to see you.
He's magnificent. So Carl Weathers read the script and he was like, I need to play this part. He's this amazing sports figure who's like just projecting arrogance and presence, but inside he is insecure and imperfect, and he like pushes all that out because that's like his front. And he could do that because he played in the NFL and he knew guys like that. All these athletes he worked with were like, oh, I'm a fucking badass, I'm a macho guy, but inside, when you talk to them in private, they were like really unsure of themselves and had this kind of weakness
Yeah.
to them, and that's what he brought to the role, and it was fantastic. He's just like a great de facto villain, but he's not really a villain.
Yeah, He's also just a really interesting person to look at.
He is.
He's very captivating. Like, he
Yes.
is. He's on fire on screen. His eyes are on fire.
He's got just unbelievable presence.
Yeah.
The theory is, and I think Stallone denied this, but I think it's pretty well accepted, that this movie was kind of inspired by the Muhammad Ali-Chuck Wepner fight that took place in 75? Muhammad Ali, of course, was the champion, and Chuck Wepner was this nobody that he was like, oh, I'll fight you. And Chuck Wepner lasted until the 15th round, which no one gave him like any chance against Ali.
Yeah.
So it's a scene where Apollo's got this fight coming up on January 1st, and the guy he was supposed to fight got hurt and couldn't do the fight. So he was like, who the fuck am I going to fight now? I have to fight somebody. So he's going through fighter books, and he finds Rocky Balboa in one of the books, and he's like, wait, his name's the Italian Stallion? That's amazing.
It's a good thing he didn't choose his name to be something like Pepperoni Joe.
Rigatoni Rocky fighting out of the blue corner. So Rocky is going to Paulie and Adrian's apartment for Thanksgiving.
So he shows up, it's Thanksgiving, she's trying to make a turkey.
And she's like, I wasn't ready for this.
Yeah, and Paulie's being a DIC with a K on the end.
And this was totally improvised. They just said, be an asshole to her, and he takes the turkey out of the oven and throws it in the fucking alley.
And she's awesome, too. She just, plays it so well.
Well, she wasn't ready for it.
Yeah.
She just reacted. She was horrified.
Paulie just threw my turkey out the window. But that's why, I think this whole thing is weird. The thing that bothers me about this whole scene is that Paulie kind of purposely picks a fight with her because he doesn't want her fretting over the turkey, because he wants her to go out with Rocky because Rocky asked him to do it. And instead of being hey, go out with Rocky, he's a dick.
Oh, yeah, totally.
But that's what, I do feel like it was very manipulative. And then Rocky's kind of, trying to make the best of it. But if he was, a little smarter, he'd realize this was probably not the time.
Yeah, but he's not smart.
I know. And it works out okay for him. And she gets dressed and fine.
Clearly, she was always kind of intrigued by him. And,
I'm not saying she didn't want anything to do with him.
She was just too shy to kind of do it on her own without sort of having her hand forced a little bit. Mm-hmm. So this date he takes her on. In the original script, this was supposed to be he takes her out for coffee and they sit at a table and have this 8-minute conversation. And the director was like, that's fucking boring. No one is going to want to sit through this scene if it's just you two sitting at a table. So he's like, how about we do something with movement, like ice skating? How about we do ice skating? Except the producer was like, we don't have the money for that. We have to hire extras. Like a crowded ice rink, are you nuts? That's hundreds of people we have to hire to skate around in this fucking circle.
Right.
So they're like, okay, well, we'll say that it's closed. So then we don't need extras. It's just the two of them on the ice rink.
Which is so much more compelling.
It's perfect.
Right. It's so much more compelling because it kind of brings out this, it's this cute little romantic thing that he does.
Yep.
And he uses his charm to talk his way in to do this skating in a closed rink.
Yep.
Pays off the guy so he disappears for a little while. They skate around on this rink. I don't even think he skates. He walks, right?
He walks.
She skates and he walks.
Yep.
He's thinking about her. He's not doing it for him.
Right.
And it's cute.
And you're not distracted by all these other people skating by and all that shit.
Right.
It's literally just two of them on the ice, just in a circle, and it's all done. A lot of it is just one shot.
And he just kind of jogs beside her. It's really cute. And she's pretty terrible at it, so that's even better.
Yeah. Also, the Steadicam guy from The Shining, Garrett Brown, worked on this movie.
Oh, cool.
I did not realize that. He's talking about being a lefty. Southpaw. South Jersey. Southpaw. Quebec. The ice skating attendant in the background is 8 minutes.
He's literally counting the minutes.
10 minutes is not a lot of time to skate.
Especially when the guy yells every minute on the minute.
I can't concentrate with you yelling. Stop it.
So if you're watching this, all 9 of you, you should comment.
10, Kelly.
10. You should comment which of the Rocky films is your favorite Rocky film.
Yeah.
And if you have to answer it with, this is the first Rocky film I've seen.
Get off.
Then clear your weekend.
Yep.
Watch the movies and get back to us on Monday. This is important business, people.
That's true. It is important. It's the great underdog story of America.
I love a good underdog story.
Yeah.
His apartment is super creepy.
Oh, it's a shithole.
The walls are so gray, except I'm pretty sure they're white.
Yeah, probably.
It's not like the 2018 trend of painting every room in your house gray.
They're just dirty. Mm-hmm. So he's trying to get her into the house. I don't think he's trying to have his way with her so much. He wants to hang out with her more.
Well, yeah, I don't get the impression that he's trying to bed her.
No,
he just really doesn't. He likes hanging out with her.
He really
Genuinely likes
likes
her.
her.
He doesn't want the night to end.
Right. And she's so shy that she's like, "You're a guy. I don't know what to do."
Right. And Polly's not here to tell her what to do because she doesn't really know how to make decisions
She's
herself.
only known Paulie telling her what to do. And he's like, "No, man, just come on. Let's hang out. Let's have some fun. Come on. Adrian, come on. You can meet my fish."
And in fairness here, he's not dragging her in the house. He's not stopping her from going home. He knows she'll follow.
He's literally just like, "I'm going up. Come up. Come on."
Right. It's the leaving scene that bothers me. It's nowhere near as bad as Harrison Ford in Blade Runner.
No.
But still, you know.
It's more of a case of like, not, I don't like you. It's, I'm so scared.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with any of this.
Right.
I like you, but I don't know what to do about it. Mm-hmm. It's like, these are the turtles I was telling you about. Yeah, I know. I sold them to you.
I know you sold them to me.
Dipshit. His couch has crumpled up newspapers and shit all over it. Yeah, why don't you sit down? No, there's probably a dead person under there somewhere.
Are you sure that the papers aren't there because you peed on the couch?
If I reach between these cushions, am I going to find human feces? I have no phone because people are calling me. Translation, I have no phone because I am dirt poor and
Yeah.
can't afford the $10 a month.
I can't even afford to take the papers off my couch. And she's definitely, like, she can't even sit down because she's worried that Polly's worried about her.
Yeah, right.
And Polly treated her like shit.
And I think that's part of, like, her hang-up is my brother doesn't know
She feels his
where I am.
responsibility to him.
Right.
Yeah.
That was improvised, by the way, him yelling at the window. Everyone found it really funny. Yeah, boy!
Your sister's with
Sister
me.
with me! Alright, talk to you later. Bye!
And then he does this leaning on the pole thing, and you're like, hello, Sly. Look at those arms.
Hello, biceps.
Look at those arms right there. And that's like, she's getting all flushed, and she's like, ooh,
like,
don't stand like that.
It's like her awakening.
She's never been in a man's apartment alone, she says. Her cheeks are so flushed. So this is where it gets a little bit bothersome for me, because like she's telling him, I've never been in a man's apartment before. And he kind of like takes that away from her and says, well, but I don't feel comfortable either. And then she's like, well, I'm not really comfortable. And he's like, I'm not comfortable either. And then she tries to walk away, and he corners her and like stops her from opening the door. And then he takes off her glasses. Now, granted, she's not fighting back very hard, but she's also a super timid mouse.
Yeah.
In today's world, it's a little bit of a mansplaining kind of thing. Like, hey, listen, I'm not really comfortable. Well, hey, no one's comfortable in these situations, so you're fine. And he tells her it's coming, and
He gives her a little kiss on the cheek, and then she's like, oh, I think I like that. I think I did.
Don't make love in the corner on the dirty kitchen floor.
Kelly, every inch of that apartment is filthy. Let's be honest.
That's probably the worst spot.
Why?
It's where he walks in with his muddy shoes after his egg runs.
His egg runs?
Anyways, so what did they say in the documentary about it?
I mean, I don't think the intent was to be like he was...
But no, I'm saying, like, did they address it?
No, I
You
mean,
said they talk about it in the documentary.
they talk about it just like, she didn't see it as like rapey. She saw it as like, she liked him but was so crippled with shyness she didn't know what to do about it, and he just sort of brought it out of her a little bit to the point where she was comfortable kissing him back.
Yeah.
Because eventually she does, like, she wraps her arms around him. I think
Clearly she gives in. It's fine. Like, I'm not...
It's not that she gives in. I think the intent of the scene is she just needed that little encouragement.
Little nudge,
and it's like, okay, yes, I really do like you.
Yeah.
I just didn't know what to do. Here's the scene where Mickey lays it all on the line. He's like, I thought you had potential, but you're just a fucking low-life piece of shit that beats up people for a loan shark. That's why I took away your locker. And Rocky was
Because he
like,
has all this talent, and instead he's using, he's using it to, like, beat people up for a
Right.
loan shark.
that's why I don't respect you.
You're a bum.
You're a bum. So Mickey gave him the note that Apollo Creed's office called him because he likes his nickname.
You must be Mr. Italian.
Must be Mr. Stallion. Are you hung like a stallion?
Mr. Stallion is here. He doesn't look as Italian as I thought he would. Actually,
He
that's not
didn't
true. He
burst
looks...
open the door and say, "Hey, it's me, Rocky."
It's me!
Why is Mr. Juergens always wearing that same suit with the giant red flower?
Which also is from,
boutonniere.
like, he should be wearing spats with that suit.
And he should be smoking a cigar and have a little pencil-thin mustache.
Yeah, and he should
Here's
be
what's
saying...
going to happen,
Yeah,
see?
exactly.
You're going to fight Apollo Creed, and I don't want to hear none of your back talk. You're going to get in the ring, you're going to last 3 rounds, and you're going to go down, see? Flat, like a blanket.
He's going to bruise you up real good, real good.
Now beat it. Scram!
I sort of half expect that carnation to squirt water in Rocky's face.
I understand. No,
Hey, hey, what you going to do that for?
but I understand. I'm gonna fight up and all. Why you come scoring what? I'm leaving.
The end. That wasn't a very good movie at all.
Short movie. It's like 45 minutes.
I'm leaving.
Kind of mirroring the previous scene, Rocky goes in there and they're like, "No, we want you to fight Apollo Creed." And Rocky's like, "I don't think that's a good idea. That's terrible.
I'm not comfortable with this.
I'm not
Oh,
comfortable."
you'll be comfortable. I'm just going
Right.
to kiss you for a little while. And you'll be ready.
And the promoter kisses him.
Puts him in the corner, gives him a big kiss on the lips.
But he says, "No, I don't think it would be a very good fight." And the promoter's like, come on, you want this. This is a really good opportunity. You should do it. And Rocky eventually agrees to it.
So very slowly, Adrian has already started looking a little bit different.
She stopped wearing her librarian glasses.
She did, but if you watch her, she's breathing kind of deeply. She's not comfortable. Like, she's not sitting comfortably next to him on the couch. She's leaning away from him. She's kind of like...
But, she smiles. She's touching him a little bit.
Yep. I do hate the whole trope of, like, she's mousy. She wears glasses. She's cool now. Her glasses go away.
Her glasses are gone.
Like, her vision somehow improved because she got hot.
It's like It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
If she had never met George Bailey, her eyesight would have gone to shit.
Wait, he loves me? I can see!
And here's one of the most pivotal scenes in the film,
Yes.
where Mickey comes and...
God, he was always old.
He was. And what's insane, I posted this on Facebook the other day. Sylvester Stallone right now is older than he was at this point. Stallone is 72. He is 69 here.
Wow.
Or 68. It's crazy.
Doesn't help that he's little.
No, I know, but late 60s, 40 years ago was so different than it is
I know.
now.
Yeah, it is. It's very different. Mickey walks in and says, "Hey, nice place." No, it's not. It's a dump.
Nice place. I'm just being nice. I'm sorry. I'm trying to suck up to you.
What I also like is that Mickey kind of comes in and he's got the whole speech prepared and he's doing it like, I know this guy's kind of dumb. I'll probably get this over on him. And Rocky immediately knows what's happening.
Yep.
He can tell, like, the second he opens the door, he knows what's going on.
So this is just, you never cared about me until...
You saw me on TV.
Right now.
Right.
They both play it perfectly.
Yeah, because he really, Mickey's kind of desperate. He's trying not to show it, but you can see it so clearly.
Yeah, he's like putting on this like, ooh, I know all this great knowledge, but he never
He
got...
shat on Rocky a week ago.
He shot on Rocky a week ago, and it's been years since he was relevant in the boxing industry. He doesn't have any prospects that he can hitch his wagon to, and he's like, oh, wait, this kid actually is getting a shot here. I got to get in on this. And Rocky's
Rocky
like,
just sits, he just sits there
mail.
quietly. He's like not speaking. He's not
Do you
really paying
believe
attention.
this? Philly Electric is raising the rates this month? What the fuck, Mickey? And what's great is Stallone was talking about how when he finally blows up at Mickey, he can't do it to Mickey's face. He has to wait till Mickey leaves. And that's when he blows up. He doesn't want to hurt his feelings at the same time.
Right. It's almost like if he can't see him, he can kind of pretend like he's saying it without him being there.
Right.
So he goes into the pooper.
So he goes into the pooper.
He's like, I'm going to go in the pooper now. And then it's so sad because Mickey realizes, shit, I blew it. And he's like deflated. Like, this isn't like, oh, man.
The second he leans his head against the door, it's like such a great...
It's almost like he's going to pass
choice.
out. So now he's leaving and he is just a shadow of a man.
So defeated. And then Rocky's like, oh, you're gone. All right, now I can tell you what I really fucking think of you, you son of a bitch. Go to my house. It stinks. That's right. It stinks! I mean, Rocky, if it stinks, you should maybe clean it once in a fucking while. Then it won't stink.
I mean, you're not really working.
I mean, they sell new Fantastic.
What about 409?
It's a 409. Also, wonderful multi-surface cleaner. Both available
Wait!
at CVS.
He's changed his mind.
He realizes, you know what, I could use the help.
Maybe if I win this fight, I could buy some 409.
Rocky has to get up at 4 a.m. to train. Why does he have to get up at 4 a.m.? Get up at 7 and eat your eggs.
But I think that's part of like the whole, you got to toughen up your shit.
I guess, but like, are you any tougher for getting up at 4 a.m. after going to bed at 8 instead of going to bed at 10 and getting up at 6?
Maybe he goes to bed at 1 and gets up at 4. Just then.
Well, then that's just poor judgment. And
Everybody knows you can't
look at this.
beat
Like,
people up on no
it's like,
sleep.
oh God, how many eggs are you putting in there? Oh God, you're gonna drink them all? Oh Jesus.
Did they talk about this at all?
No. I love this montage though. Like it's just him in this empty city.
The city's asleep.
The city's asleep. The city's asleep. For you Debris fans out there, all 6 of you.
Parents Night In has more fans than Debris?
Yep.
That's
Look.
impressive since Parents Night In is much newer than Debris.
Well, you know, it's the hottest show on YouTube. He's running up the Philadelphia Art Museum steps and he can't do it. He's like, oh, the cramp. Oh, God. Pay attention to this scene, kids, because later it's going to come back.
Yeah.
Foreshadowing.
When he gets mad at the stairs and he knocks them all down with a sledgehammer.
He brings a bulldozer. You fucking stairs. I'm not ready to stick.
What are we drinking now? This is good.
It is good. It's
I like this.
It's called Grill House. It's a Malbec.
Ooh, I love Malbecs.
Grill House.
Scissor Kick and Grill House.
Western Cape. It's from South Africa.
What?
Yeah.
This is really good wine.
It is very good. I like it a lot. This is also a very famous scene.
He's going to beat up a side of cow.
He goes to where Polly works at the meat house.
Where Polly is drinking on the job. This wine is
Rich.
Yeah, it's like full-bodied and rich and very, there's like a good berryness to it.
Yeah. Polly's like, how are you getting along with my sister? How you think? I mean, are you all up in there?
Jesus Christ.
But then Rocky's like, don't ask me about that. Don't ask me personal questions about your sister. That's fucking weird. He's like, we fill gaps.
Here's what I want to know.
What kind of gaps, Rocky? What kind of gaps? So Polly yells at Rocky. He's like, it stinks here. It stinks and you stink.
Which, by the way, if that was delivered the wrong way, sounds like a child.
Yeah.
It stinks and you stink. Now go away.
And then Rocky like turns around and starts beating the shit out of the
Well, because
side of
Polly
meat.
punches it a few times, and Rocky kind of
Right.
sees it and was like, wait a minute.
You know what? You pissed me off, but I'm not going to hit you. I'm going to hit this meat that's right next to you to show you that I could beat the fucking shit out of you, but I'm better than that. Mm-hmm. Now she's all like...
Want me to rub myself all over you?
she's all hot and bothered.
Well, I mean, he's all like jacked and
Sweaty.
testosterone-y. Macaroni Tony's all testosterone-y. Oh, I'm 5. Miss
Come
Adrian.
on, Macaroni Tony Testosterone, bone me.
Doesn't Adrian know that if he does the hanky-panky, he'll get all weak in the knees and he won't be able to fight?
She doesn't. Women weaken legs.
Yeah.
The problem is women don't know that. Only us men know that.
Well,
Men
Macaroni Tony Maloney with all his testosterone.
Rigatoni Tony Testosterone Macaroni.
Hey, Macaroni Tony, let's see that baloney.
My baloney is not for Shoney. That was terrible.
It was so bad. I'm embarrassed to be married to you. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, he's on a run and there's a surprise waiting for him. What?
There's a surprise waiting for
A
him.
surprise! Buckus is such a cute doggy.
So cute.
He's a big dumb dog like Rocky. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Paulie called the news and he was like, so you got to come and see what my brother-in-law does, my future brother-in-law. He punches meat.
I cut the meat, he punches the meat. Then
He only
punches
punches
the meat, I
meat
cut the
because he wanted to punch me. And I said, no. Punch not me, but meat.
And now he can charge more because it's hand tenderized.
That's right. He can sell it to the Capitol Grill. And Apollo's not taking this seriously at all. He's just worried about the financials. He handles the financials, you punch the meat. Yes! But Tony is taking it seriously. Duke. Tony Duke Evers. He's like, Apollo, you should maybe check this out. He's gonna fuck you up. And Apollo's like, yeah, whatever. He punches meat. I'm gonna make meat of his face.
He punches meat, I eat meat, whatever, it's meat.
I'm gonna make him look like something I shat out after I ate meat. It's fine.
Drunken Polly with the wreath.
So this is Christmas time and Polly is fucked ups.
He's about as fucked up as Uncle Billy.
I would say he's more fucked up than Uncle Billy.
Yeah.
Uncle Billy never got violent so much.
Just dumb.
Incompetent.
I'm gonna spit in Potter's eye.
I'm gonna spread the Potter's eye. I think I will. God, I can't wait to watch that movie.
If you have not seen It's a Wonderful Life, or if you're one of the very few people in the world who doesn't like it, I don't trust you and I hate you and die.
Die.
I actually don't feel that, but I knew it would make you laugh.
You do feel that.
I do a
feel
little
that. Seriously, if you don't like that movie, there's something wrong with you. Paulie's fucked up and he's going to get belligerent.
And Adrian's standing up for herself now.
Yep.
You can't kick my boyfriend out.
Yeah.
I live here too.
It's a really well acted scene by all three. It's Burt Young and Talia Shire's time to shine. And this was somewhat improvisational. He was kind of going berserk and they were like, no. You got to do like one whack at a time and then kind of flip out. He was like, no, that's too controlled. And they were like, no. It'll play better. Like you do one thing and then you yell some shit and then hit something. And then again, Rocky is like, I should beat the fucking crap out of you, but I'm not going to do it. I can't do it.
He has every right to throw a punch in his face.
Yep.
He just kind of holds him down until the rage goes away.
But he doesn't.
I also love how she's like, I'm not a loser. And she screams in his face.
Yes.
It's awesome.
It's great. And then she says, do you want a roommate? He says, absolutely. Does that mean I get laid every night?
You gonna sleep naked?
Wait. You gonna help me pay for my apartment?
Wait.
And sit on top of me? I love this arrangement. This is a great day of my life. Come on, Adrian. Good.
Do you need a roommate? Why? You know someone who's looking? Does Tony Macaroni need a place to stay?
Wait, is Spider Rico looking for an apartment?
I thought I heard that Spider Rico's house burned down. That means you won't be able to sleep over anymore.
I only have one bed. And Spider Rico's going to be in it.
He takes up a lot of space.
He might headbutt me in the night.
In the night? Headbutts in the night.
I was sleeping with him.
Headbutts in the night. Oh, sorry. I have to be quiet for the montage. Find me a person who doesn't love this song, and I will punch them in the nuts.
That seems... What if they don't have nuts?
Girl nuts.
The girl nuts.
So I'm not running much these days, but I did a bunch of half marathons for a couple years, and this was a key song on my playlist, and it would come on, and I'd be like, I'm Rocky, I can kill this, and then the song would end, and I'd be like, dead. It's like, if Rocky can beat up meat and do 95 sit-ups over the ring and do a million dubs on the jump rope, then I can do anything.
Dubs?
Yeah, double jumps.
Oh. All this was Garrett Brown with his Steadicam.
Yeah. And what they lifted for Mac, Little Mac.
Yep. Well, they totally did.
And Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
Rocky 3, he pulls Mickey on a bicycle.
Yeah.
And then here, he's running up the steps that he couldn't do earlier. And now he's just nailing it. Okay, so they're in the Philadelphia Spectrum, and he goes there in the middle of the night to go scope the place out, like get in the ring and see what it feels like. And he looks at the posters. The filmmakers had them paint these two giant posters of the two fighters based on photographs of the two of them. And they painted them, and Stallone looks at his photo and goes, wait a minute, I'm not wearing those colors. Those are backwards. And the filmmakers are like, well, they didn't know that. It's like, that's wrong. So what are we supposed to do? And they're like, well, we can't afford to have him go paint another one. So let's just do a scene where Rocky points out that the colors are wrong.
Mm. That's good continuity.
It's brilliant. I mean, it addresses it in a way that's like... That's
organic.
It's organic, and it's so dismissive of, like, you're not important.
Right.
Who gives a shit what your fucking pants colors are? Mm. No one cares.
It's like that episode...
You're going to get your ass kicked anyway. No one's going to remember you.
It's like that episode of the Gilmore Girls I watched tonight, where Laurel... It's
like that episode of Degrassi Junior High I watched the other night.
Where Rory and Lorelai are having a heart-to-heart in the kitchen because Luke found out he had a daughter.
And her pants are the wrong color.
No, one of the burners on the stove is on, except it's not on. Like I'm watching Lorelai talk, and I'm like, is anyone going to address the fact that not all the burners are off and nobody in that house cooks? What if they die from gas exposure, Justin? Bad continuity, bad attention to detail. Uh-huh. Someone should be fired. He looks exhausted.
He went and he was overwhelmed, and now he's like, I can't do this. I'm not going to beat him.
And Adrian's going to say, it's fine. I live here now. You can do things to me.
Ooh. And Stallone kind of considered this one of the most important scenes in the movie. I'm not important to anyone. There's no way I'm going to win. Me winning is just surviving this. Mm-hmm. I always felt like the scene telegraphed the ending a little too much. Because he says, all I want to do is go the distance. I don't care about winning.
It's interesting, though, because that's realistic. It's like, if this movie was like, I'm a super underdog and I'm really tiny and this guy's huge and he's really awesome and I'm going to win, I'm going to win, I'm going to win, I'm going to win. And then he just kind of goes the distance, then it's disappointing.
No, I get
But
it.
where he's addressing the fact that, like,
There's no way he's
just
gonna
going
beat
the
him.
distance is going to be enough for me right now. And then, but he's so vulnerable when he says it.
Yeah,
And he so actually means it.
that's true.
And so when you do get there and it does come true, it's like he did exactly what he wanted to do.
Right.
And that's the thing about Rocky, is that he's an underdog, but he knows exactly what he wants. He goes after it, and it's really awesome to see him get it because he deserves every bit of it.
Right.
I love these checkered suits. Jaws had them. This one has them.
Should I get a checkered suit?
The 70s were a magical time. Do you know it's probably just goofy enough to be in... Your birthday's coming. Would you like one?
No.
Oh. That was not the answer I expected.
It wasn't? What kind of fool do you take me for? So they practiced the shit out of this fight. Like, they did it so many times they could do it in their sleep, and they could do long takes of it where it was like, we could do this entire fight in a row if you want us to, so that they could get it from every angle and just have their pick of angles.
Those shots, yeah.
Like,
Like as if it was a live fight.
Stallone mapped this thing out punch for punch. He had pages and pages of what exactly happens so that they could legit just do it in one take if they wanted to.
And I'm sure that that takes a lot of practice. It's a full choreography.
It took weeks and weeks and weeks, yeah.
It's like full choreography.
They
spot
would
for
work
spot.
like 10, 12 hours a day just doing this fight over and over and over again.
No wonder they're so chiseled.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, so Apollo's treating it like a show.
Yes, like an exhibition.
Literally like an exhibition.
I got to put on a show for the kids.
Right. And I invited this adorable little guy to put on a show with.
Right, but Rocky's like, no, I'm going to fucking kick this guy's ass. So this is the only Rocky movie where the punching sound effects are really...
They're so bad.
No, they're realistic.
Really?
If you watch an
better?
Yes, if you watch an actual fight, it's a lot of like... But from Rocky 2 on, it's like people smashing in doors with sledgehammers. That's what the sound effects are like. It's ridiculous. It's like...
It's like people blowing up sharks left and right?
Yes. Yeah, so they go from like round 3 to round 5 to round 7 to 13. They just skip
How many
a
rounds
lot
are there
of
in a
rounds.
typical boxing match?
Back then, 15.
How long's a round? 3 minutes? Mm-hmm. It's a long time to be punched in the face.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you're not winning that round, that's too long. By the way, as the fight goes on and Apollo becomes more sweaty and shiny, he looks even more scary and jacked.
He's ripped.
Look at his back.
Yeah.
That is horrifying. There's like not an ounce of fat on this
Yep.
man's body. He gets up, and Apollo's like, what? Because even Mickey's telling him to stay down.
Yeah, Mickey's like, dude, stop. You're getting your ass kicked. Just stay down. You did great. And Rocky's like, no.
They both look like nightmares. They
I'm
look
going
like
to beat your ass.
They look like their faces are melting. They look like Eric Stoltz.
In mask.
Yep. Apollo does a little bit.
They look worse in the second movie.
Yeah. Rocky's pants used to be
Empty
white.
seats.
They're not white anymore.
Oh, because he shat himself.
No, because he's bleeding everywhere.
Oh, sorry.
Shat himself.
He was bleeding from the asshole.
He sharded.
Rocky's fucking him up. He's going to the body. He's going head, body, head.
Not you, all right?
So Apollo goes, ain't going to be no rematch. And then it was clearly an overdubbed line because Rocky says, don't want one, except that his mouth is not moving in that shot.
Yeah.
Don't want one.
Well, I like how she's kind of running through the crowd and looking for him as if he's in the crowd.
Yeah, like,
she's looking
you
through the
know
crowd like,
where
are
he
you
is,
there?
lady.
Are you there, Rocky?
He's
Rocky?
in the fucking ring.
I can hear you calling me, Rocky, but I can't see you.
If you had just been in the arena, you would have seen him. He was fighting this whole time.
Where's the ring? Is it that big square thing, or is it where the people are? I can't tell. Wait, did I pass it already?
Was the fight backstage? That seems like a weird place for it.
Why did they leave me backstage if the fight was backstage? I'm confused.
Was the fight moved to the parking lot? Then she said, I love you, I love you.
I love you. My face is falling off, though.
I love you. I can't see. My eyes are swollen shut. I think it's you, Adrian. It could be anybody.
I really hope it's not Candace, because that'd be weird. I don't know anybody named Candace, and I shouldn't be saying I love you to someone I don't know.
I really hope this isn't Lil Marie. Because this would be very inappropriate if it was.
And probably illegal.
Probably illegal. Lil Marie, is that you? Wait, Adrian. Say, screw you, creepo. That's how I know if it's really you. Because if it doesn't sound like Lil Marie, then I know I'm okay.
I know it's you by eliminating one other person in the world. If you're not Little Marie, then it has to be you. So, what'd you think? What'd you guys think? Was it good? Did you like it? Who doesn't love a good underdog story?
Exactly. It's the underdog story. It's
Classic underdogs.
It's the American dream.
Rocky, the shark, Rudy.
The shark?
Yeah.
The shark is the underdog?
Yeah.
In your mind? Mm-hmm. The shark. God, I hope the shark tears the fucking pancreas right out of that Kintner boy. What are you talking about?
I don't know. We only got 2 songs in this movie. Well, I mean, we got Take Me Back, I guess. There's 3 songs.
What was the third song? We got Gonna Fly Now.
Oh, Eye of the Tiger's not in this movie.
Holy fucking shit.
Right.
We just watched it. How do you not remember that Eye of the Tiger was not in it?
I don't know.
Eye of the Tiger is in the third film, and
Another reason that they should have continued. Thank God they did.
they did continue.
Oh,
What?
good thing. I like this song better than Eye of the Tiger.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's more integral to the series. Series.
Did you say it's more integrate to the series? Rewind the tape. I'm pretty sure you say it's more integrate.
It's more integrate to the series.
It's more integral to the series.
Guess what?
What?
I saw a promotional picture of the 4 Little Women that are going to be directed by Greta Gerwig in their costumes, and I'm dying to see it.
That has literally nothing to do with Rocky.
I know, you can delete it. I'm allowed to talk to you as my husband.
No.
The man I lay with in the evenings.
No. Not without checking with your brother first. Hey, yo, Kevin! Anyway, we love Rocky. We hope you love Rocky.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Happy Thanksgiving. We hope you love Thanksgiving.
And turkey.
And turkey and Rocky.
And if you're a vegetarian and you eat like veggie loaf on Thanksgiving, we hope you love that too.
We hope you love Reggie Loaf. Rocky, turkey, veggie, Reggie.
Go home, Justin. You're drunk.
Reggie.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe. Visit us at enougha.com where you can buy official merch. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+.